Well, thank you for joining me on another live broadcast. I hope you can all hear me. Behind me you can see footage of Hayward Reserve. That's the little reserve that I run, primarily for photography, trying to attract as many birds into that site as possible. So I've got a camera system there, and at the moment you're seeing one of the feeders. I've only just started feeding the birds, from the summer period where they don't need to be fed. And I've been feeding them for the last couple of days. I had a few interesting birds in already. The jays are coming in. I think the jay just flew through there. And obviously lots of woodland birds as well, because the reserve is adjacent to a woodland site. Lovely place, really amenable farmer, helps me out as much as possible, so fantastic. I hope to share a lot more footage from the site, and really today's about, I just wanted to give you an update on some of the breeding that went on in the summer. When I took over the reserve I think it was about 4 years ago, I put up a barn owl box, and you probably all know that I'm fairly interested in raptors and birds of prey, and particularly barn owls. I think one of my last videos I showed you was about barn owls, and you can probably see that in the background now. So some of these images, this footage here is from a couple of months ago. Now these are barn owls that bred at the site. There are two on the nest box there. If you're sharp-eyed, you'll see another one, not in the nest box but somewhere else in the top corner. So these barn owls were fledging. We had 4 all told, so a really successful year. You probably know that barn owls are Schedule 1 birds, so protected. We shouldn't be feeding them or disturbing them and filming them at the nest. I was about 100 meters away with a really big lens, undercover as well, so there's no fear of disturbing them. And they're pretty old here, and in fact 2 weeks later they'd gone pretty much. So fantastic breeding season, and I thought I'd share this video with you. So there we had it, a really successful breeding season. The adult barn owls are still there, still on site, so that's really good news, and hope for another successful season. Got some other, shall I play in the background, some stills that I took a while back of barn owls flying. Some of these are at the reserve, most of these are on the Salisbury Plain. But yeah, another very successful year. Hope to replicate that in the coming season, and certainly next year in the spring. One other development, not sure what you know about barn owls, but essentially the female does practically all the looking after, does all the brooding of the eggs, and the male feeds the female when she's in the nest box. And then when the chicks or the owlets are a certain age, the female also go hunting, but the male roosts away from the nest site. So now the male comes in sort of during the evening, early morning to feed the owlets and through the night, but doesn't actually stay, doesn't roost in the box. So I'm putting up a second barn owl box. Hopefully that's for the male to be able to roost away from the nest site, but to keep the male fairly local, and hopefully make the breeding season another great success. So that's what I've got planned. Hopefully do that in the next couple of weeks. The nest box has been ordered. I just need to put it into a tree essentially when it arrives. Okay, so that's about it. I have, as I say, got live cameras at the reserve. So this is just a feeding station. See what we've got there at the moment. We've got a few woodland birds, blue tit there, great tit. Might be a few other things. Also to the left of this, I also have a site where I feed other birds of prey. So I feed buzzards, and if I can find some roadkill, I'll put that out for buzzards. And I also noticed recently, the last sort of 6 months, that we've got red kite flying around. So I'm hoping we'll get those in as well this year. But we'll see. So look, thanks for joining me. Quite a few viewers, so 7, 8, up to 10 viewers, so that's fantastic. Thanks very much. And I'll do live streams more regularly. Obviously be a bit more interesting once the birds start coming in. With this camera I can zoom in. Let's see what we've got here. So if we get anything of interest, we'll certainly show you what we can over the season. At the moment, this is the feeding station. That's the feeding station for the buzzard. But at the moment, not too much interest, but I'm sure that will heighten as the winter comes upon us. Okay, once again, thanks very much for tuning in, and hopefully you'll join me on the next one. So bye for now.